A simple way to think about reels is shareability plus trends. This is what you should focus on when you're creating a reel. Think about how can you create an emotion in people's mind so that they will share that with their friends, either through directly messaging their friends or putting it on their story. It's all about creating that emotion. For example, I recently made a reel which is about casual hookups and relationships, situationships. I was just a object, just a prop. आप बैंगलोर में जाके देखोगे कि क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे, right? People are in situationships, people are in open relationships, people are confused, people don't want to commit. I made it in a way that will create an emotion in people's mind, and that reel got like 2 million views. 2 million views in just a couple of days. It was all possible because I evoked a certain emotion in people which got them to share this reel with a lot of people. Another example is a reel I made talking about communication skills. How can you communicate better? It was basically a couple of clips of me giving speeches at colleges with some text talking about how can you communicate better, and then there were screenshots. It was information heavy and it was also just a 8 to 10 second reel. So lots of information in a 8 to 10 second reel with a message to read caption below. What happens here is you are basically encouraging people to check the caption. Now when people check the caption, the reel is still playing in the background and it's just a 8 second reel. When people are reading the caption, they are spending, let's just say, 2 to 3 minutes reading the caption. In that background, the reel is playing continuously. You cannot pause the reel. And what happens then is, to Instagram, it looks like this reel is watched by this person by 10, 15, 20 times. In reality, that person just spent the time reading the caption, but the video was playing in the background, which then tells Instagram algorithm that this reel is hot and people are spending more time on this reel, which means it needs to go to even more audiences. And because of that, every single screenshot reel I've made has crossed millions of views. At least 1 million, but has also crossed 4 to 5 million views in a single reel. And that was all possible because of this technique. It might sound evil, but that's how it basically works. Either you evoke emotion or you make sure that people are rewatching that reel, and lastly, you should make it so that your reel creates a discussion in the comment section. That is how it works. And another step is trends. Now trends come and go. The way to use trends is, people ask me this question: should I make my own trend or should I just follow the trends that are going out there? The way to go forward is use the trend, could be a music, could be a style, but apply your own thoughts into it. For example, there were a lot of trending music where people were dancing on it. Now I took that same music and I created screenshot type reels with it. So I'm still using trending music, but I'm applying my own content on it. And that is what helped me get to millions and millions of views on reels. So that's how it works. You just need to spend about 30 minutes or so on Instagram.
15 मिनट रील देखूंगा फिर पढ़ूंगा.
Just scroll reels and you'll understand what is the trend right now. Like what music is trending, what format is trending, and then you can make something similar in that trend while applying your own content on it. You don't need to dance on all the trending music out there. If you have something different, for example, I talk about upskilling. I talk about how can you improve yourself, self-development. So I will include that content in that trend and it would still get a lot of views. And that is how it happens. That's how you create viral reels. Again, you don't need to create a hyper edited reel. You can do that. It might work amazingly well for you, but you don't need to do it particularly. You just need to create a very engaging hook. And yes, this is another very important point. The first 3 seconds of a reel is super important. You need to have something which catches people's attention. For example, the reel I was talking about, which was about communication skills, the reel starts and the first clip is of me speaking when I was 16 or 17. I looked like a small kid, shy person, and I've written the caption over there. I was shy and underconfident. The next clip is of me giving speeches at colleges and then saying that today I have given these many speeches. So it's sort of like the rags to riches story people want to know about. And then comes another drop in which you are talking about how did you get there. So it was a bunch of screenshots over there. That is how it works. Just a very simple example. It could be with screenshot reels. It could also be with any other piece of content, but it's all about catching attention of people. How can you catch attention and then deliver on that so that it evokes an emotion, gets people to share it with one person or on their story, and you can do that over and over and over again so that people start relating you with that content piece. It could be relationships, it could be self-development, it could be business, it could be AI, but you need to have one stance, and that is how you'll be able to grow. It's not about creating a lot of reels on Instagram. It's about putting that one piece of content which has the perfect hook, which is shareable and has also used some sort of trend, and that will work amazingly well. How did Easy Snippet grow? I don't know if you have seen his reels or not.
गड़बड़ नहीं है, इसे कहते हैं डीप क्लोनिंग. हमारे पास एक ऑब्जेक्ट.
He is expert at looking at the most viral reels on Instagram India. Take the first 3 seconds of that and play that in his reel, and then relate it with the coding concept he is teaching on his reels. So he got the attention of people. He made it a bit humorous and quirky.
ऐसी हैवी डेटा को हैंडल करने के लिए बना मूव एंड बोरो एंड रस्ट.
And then he delivered on the content piece.
अब दिखाता हूँ काम कैसे करता है. इमेजिन मेरे पास एक स्ट्रिंग है, एक मेरे पास फंक्शन है, प्रिंट स्ट्रिंग,
leading to again millions and millions of views, which was otherwise a boring concept. Like, who wants to learn about coding?
Is called internal pointer variable. What is this? Internal.
If you simply have that catchy hook of 3 seconds, it becomes more interesting. It becomes more eye-catching. Now, talking about what do you put in the reel, right? You can either make it informative, you can educate people, you can either make people laugh through memes and jokes, you can share stories which will connect with people, you can also have facts which will make people to share it with other people, you can make the reel relatable, which will make people to comment more and say that ki bhai ye to main hi hu. Or at the end, if you are an artist, if you're a designer, if you're an animator, you can just make it creative. I'll link a lot of Instagram accounts in the caption so that you can go and look at each of these and how are they perfecting in each of these domains so that you get a better idea. So that's how real content works.